Welcome back, everybody, to the Havoc Sports Podcast. I'm your co-host, Colton McCain, with my other co-host, Harry Johnston.
What's going on, fellas?
Today was supposed to be an episode of the top 15 players of all time. But after seeing some of the monstrosity that is the NBA voters, we had to make an episode to talk about this. Specifically, we're going to be running through the Rookie of the Year. We're going to be running through Defensive Player of the Year. And finally, MVP, because there's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, let's hop into it. Let's go with Rookie of the Year first. Not a lot to really say about Rookie of the Year. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's really just about which rookie plays the biggest impact on their team. And obviously, Victor Wembanyama won it. But if we look at the top six, I can honestly say that there's no one really missing. You got Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, Brandon Miller, Jaime Jaquez, Brandon Podziemski, and Derek Lively II. I didn't really watch much of Golden State this year just because of the fact that I was tired of seeing them. They're kind of just crumbling to the dirt.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see much of Brandon, but Brandon Miller was a bucket.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he's kind of going underrated with the Charlotte Hornets getting that Celtics assistant coach. He's just like Joe Mazzulla. So, I mean, if they can get, they should have a decent pick this year, and they have
a decent pick every year.
They got LaMelo. He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram,
sure.
Grant Williams. They signed, or they got Mark Williams last year from Duke, the center.
Yeah, they got a pretty good team.
So
they got a good team. They just can't stay healthy.
Right.
I feel like the media definitely made the Holmgren Wembanyama debate feel like it was a lot closer.
Yeah.
Obviously, none of the voters were buying that crap.
No, that he didn't get a single first place vote.
Jaquez,
So.
Man, he should have had top 3, but he fell off pretty hard.
Yeah, and I think with Brandon Miller, it was just a shot creating.
He's good. There's no hiding that.
Yeah, and obviously on Charlotte, there's not a lot of competitors on your team, so it gives him the ball.
It's good to see Derek Lively on here too.
Yeah, he's
getting some recognition.
He's definitely a big part of what Dallas has got over there.
Yeah,
I mean,
tied it up.
Maxi Kleba, I hate to break it to you, but he's god awful.
Yeah.
On defense, he's terrible.
Yeah.
You can't have Luka and him on the same court because there's no defense.
That is pretty crazy though that nobody else got a single first place.
Yeah, 100%. I don't
know that I've ever seen that.
No, it's basically unanimous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unanimous.
I mean, Victor Wembanyama's good, but how many wins more did they get from last year?
Well, I think a big problem with them is the fact that your other two mediocre players refuse to get the ball where it needs to go. Like Wembanyama's trying to make things happen, and the other two, I can't think of their names because I think one's Keldon Johnson. The other one was
Malachi brought him.
Yeah, I mean, he's 7'6". He plays like a guard. I don't know why we're playing keep away from the biggest thing on the court, but you've managed to do it. You managed to screw up another season. So if that's what your goal is, like, congrats, you did it.
They got to bring in a superstar in my eyes, one that knows that when you have something that special, you got to give him the ball. Someone that can work the pick and rolls.
I would like to see DeJounte Murray back.
Yeah,
I think that would be.
And honestly, I think it's kind of underrated, but Derek White, he's a free agent this year.
Yeah,
so
a lot of the Boston Celtics are.
Yeah, so if you can get a veteran, he's a veteran now, 28 years old, 27 years old. If you can get a veteran in there, and he's already played under Popovich, which I mean, it's probably maybe Popovich's last couple years here.
He's definitely.
So
he's not looking to full.
I look for them to add a couple veterans on that team. Definitely this free agency.
I think it'd be good to see like Tim Duncan take that team over.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that'd be really good for Wembanyama.
And then Chet Holmgren is pretty self-explanatory. He's good.
Yeah. He wins this. I think he goes, if Wembanyama's not here, I think he could go unanimous.
100%.
I don't know who voted Brandon Miller for second, but you're lying to yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
Brandon Miller's great.
He started out slow, though. That's the thing with me is
him and Jaquez flipped.
Yeah. They started out real slow. Let's move on. Let's go to Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, this one's interesting.
This one's very interesting. For one, obviously Rudy Gobert won. Gobert,
always
whatever.
Does. Every single year.
With 72 votes, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I watched the Timberwolves a decent amount. I guess I just never really focused on watching Rudy Gobert. I know he's good defensively, obviously. I think Wembanyama made a pretty good case, but I'm also very biased with who's in third. I'm just saying the other two guys are, skyscrapers, and Bam is a power forward playing center, and he's clamping down your favorite defender every night, 1 through 5. He's guarding 1 through 5, not just 5 like the other two. I think Bam doesn't get a lot of appreciation, but neither does Miami, period.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to see him top 3, but, Anthony Davis getting more votes than Bam Adebayo for first is kind of crazy.
I mean, I couldn't even tell you why Herbert Jones is up there.
Yeah.
Why Anthony Davis is up there. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's great on the defensive side, but I feel like
Celtics fans slipped in there too.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday getting a first place vote.
Yeah.
Get the heck out of here.
I mean, I don't get it, but I'm not a big fan of Drew Holiday, but I think
he's good defensively.
Yeah, he's very good defensively, but
that's why you got Derek
his
White
offense. His offense though. I mean, he's got to realize he just can't shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Him chucking 8 threes is astronomically bad.
Yeah, I mean, Wembanyama had a really good season. I think it's just one of those cases where it's like a rookie can't win.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, you watch the fast breaks, you watch how teams play offensively around Wembanyama, and I don't think they go to the paint once.
No, he surprised me too, because I thought he was just like a big guy. Usually you see these big guys come in, they're slow, clunky, they get hurt, but he's keeping pace with all the guys. He's hustling. He's showing tons of heart. Obviously, he knew defense was going to be a big deal, but I don't think people understand just closing out for him how big and important that is, because he's 7'6". He doesn't need to block the ball. He just needs to put a hand up, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is with Victor Wembanyama is he only got 19 votes in first place. That is crazy, dude.
The fact that Gobert took this head over heels away is kind of crazy to me. I thought there was a lot of good defensive players this year. They're just kind of making it seem like there was only 2 defensive players on the court.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you said, I watch Minnesota, and I still see people going into the paint, still trying to test Rudy Gobert.
I think he got dunked on and fell.
Yeah, I feel like he's gotten dunked on a lot.
I mean, I don't. If that's what you call defense, when you get dunked on and it goes through the hoop, that's great. I mean,
yeah, Derek. I didn't even see it, but Derek White's on there.
Yeah, Boston fans are just. I don't know how they keep getting in.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, Derek White did start out this year.
He averaged a block a game.
I don't know. I mean, some of these are nuts. I see Alex Caruso on there.
That's Alex Caruso, and honestly, Sabonis. I feel like he plays no lick of defense. He might get some rebounds.
I don't know what's going on with the Kings. I predicted it before when they went 3 seed or 5 seed or whatever, and then I don't know what the heck happened to them. They just vanished. They fell off bad. But yeah, I mean, Defensive Player of the Year.
It's skeptical.
I don't hate Gobert. We're used to it. but I feel like it definitely, the spread should have been a lot more than what the voting numbers
Yeah,
look
I feel like it was just because, like you said, Victor Wembanyama was a rookie, and
Yep.
you can't give a rookie. I don't even know if a rookie's ever won another award.
I don't know. That's
That'd be
just like
something to look up.
NFL, the kind of case where once they win Offensive Player of the Year, yet they don't win MVP. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
If they're the best offensive player, and yet MVP goes to another offensive player.
Yeah,
That's
MVP
never made
is
sense to me.
strictly quarterbacks, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. In the NFL, it's just strictly quarterbacks for MVP.
I feel like it's just like the story.
I mean,
that's all it is.
The
NBA.
the way I see it is, I'm gonna kind of switch off topic here, but I kind of want to talk about the Lakers. LeBron being old, Anthony Davis coming off a healthy year. He played most of his games.
Yeah, he's playing. Anthony Davis is playing really well.
Yeah, and what are they gonna do? They're saying LeBron's gonna be a free agent.
I think it was Jamal Crawford said he was on a podcast, or was on a podcast, and said that if he was them, he would keep LeBron and get rid of Anthony Davis and get like 4 or 5 pieces, which I think you're going to get more value out of Anthony Davis. Obviously, LeBron's like ancient now, but he's still playing good. So you can still have LeBron as your number one option, but you need to get help. And I don't think the whole 2 superstar system is necessarily working anymore. Like, it's not bad to have 2 superstars, but if you look at the teams left that have 2 superstars, they have a very well-built team around them.
Yeah.
Lakers don't have that.
And, I mean, I agree with Jamal. It's like Anthony Davis coming off a healthy year. His value's higher than ever.
Yep. Now's the time to.
Yeah,
which it sucks. You don't want to, but you gotta get assets.
Yeah, I'm calling Chicago and say, hey, I want Zach LaVine. I want Alex Caruso.
Probably get DeRozan too.
He's a free agent.
I don't even know if he's
a free agent.
Even play good? I haven't heard a lot about the
Bulls.
Bulls.
No defense.
I haven't heard a lot about the Bulls in a minute.
Yeah,
the Bulls to have a super team.
The Bulls, they fell apart.
Yeah, I know we whooped on them in the play-in.
Vucevic, he needs to be gone.
Yeah, that dude had one good year at Orlando and
he got traded for like 2 firsts.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. The Lakers are kind of an interesting go there. They were supposed to have a deep bench, and then they played in the playoffs, and
there wasn't anything. It was LeBron, Anthony Davis begging for help, and
even Austin Reeves was a bum.
Yeah,
so
it's bad.
Let's move on.
Oh yeah,
here we go.
The main point of the episode right here. This is what switched the complete podcast topic. Jokic goes for 3 times. I don't know how. I don't know how he went 3 times.
What's crazy to me is I'm looking at this.
The voting difference is insane.
Yeah.
And Charles Barkley went on a podcast. And I like a lot of Charles Barkley's views. I think he can also say some of the dumbest things. But to go up there and say it doesn't go to the best player, it goes to the team with the most wins. Who had the most wins? Oklahoma. So by his statement, it should have went to Shea. Shea has the most points, played the best, took a team that didn't even go to the playoffs last year, took them to the 1 seed in the West. Let me say that again. The 1 seed in the West.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
got 15 votes at first place.
15 only.
Who is voting?
I don't know.
They need to be fired.
I need to know who's voting.
Stephen A. is out there voting. Why does he have a vote?
He has a vote?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, he has no basketball knowledge.
Shaq said it perfect. It should be 50 Hall of Famers and 50 ex-players. Shaq even told Jokic to his face, granted through like a screen, but he was like, happy for you. You did not win this. You did not win.
I'd like to see Shea's reaction to not winning it. I mean,
I just don't get it.
If I'm coming into the league now, or if I'm any players, I'm telling everybody I want a triple-double, and that's all I want. I want to average a triple-double. It could be 10, 10, and 10. It could be 15, 10, and 10. It could be 20, 10, and 10. And I'll still have the best odds to win the MVP.
Yeah.
Because with Jokic, he's good.
Yeah.
I can't hate on him, but
Yeah, he's definitely good. He was top 3 on my picks. He was number 3 for me.
yeah, Shea and Luka.
Yep.
Like Luka getting 4 votes
Yeah.
for number 1.
I don't know about that.
What does he average, like 30?
I just I I don't understand how Shea got so disrespected. He had the best team. He had the most points average. He looked so good. He took a team that wasn't even thought of for the playoffs and turned it around and took them to the 1 seed. Like, I don't think people understand going from no playoffs to the 1 seed in the West with how strong that conference is, passing the Nuggets. Like, I just don't understand what the thought process was if the voters this year just didn't watch basketball and then was like, oh yeah, Jokic, he won 2 years ago, we'll vote for him again.
That's what I think is how it went. I think everybody in the committee that votes, they were like, hey, Jokic had the same year as last year, and maybe 1 to 2 points less. Let's get him his win.
I mean, can we talk about some of the names that I'm seeing on
I was about to bring up
too?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. What?
Yeah, and the top 5 is kind of nuts.
What is
Jalen Brunson should definitely be 4.
What is that?
Giannis
Giannis
at 10 and I
Antetokounmpo
see Kevin Durant, and I don't know.
and Sabonis. What's Sabonis doing there, dude?
I don't know what Kevin Durant's done this season to get an MVP. I don't know if that's like one of people's fan favorites, so he just got chose for 5th, or he didn't care. I think Giannis should be below Brunson, Tatum, and Edwards.
Yeah, and I think
my personal opinion, I think Edwards should be in the top 5.
I think the only thing that I think they got wrong here is I think Tatum should be higher. And then this I'm not biased on this, but I think
it's biased, folks.
No. Listen to this. This is my point. He's scored he's averaging 27 points a game on if Charles Barkley says how it works on the best team in the league. And he's scoring 27 points a game. That is higher than Giannis. That is damn near close with Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And you're telling me he goes under Giannis. I think Giannis, like you said, Jalen Brunson and Jason are a little switchable. They're even for me. I think they could have went both ways. But Giannis getting that first place vote is what's just
crazy.
It's just that's what
they weren't even like
me,
that
dude.
Great.
No, they were terrible. I don't like Giannis, dude. I don't. I think teams should literally just grab a 7'4" center like Zach Edey in the draft, and tell him guard Giannis and just sit on the elbow.
I feel like these voters forget that this is a regular season award. They're looking at it and they're like, "Oh, Jokic, he's got a good chance to win another finals. Let's give it to him." Like, what you do in the playoffs does matter, but it shouldn't be for this award.
No, it's strictly
and what
regular
you've done
season.
in your past should not matter for this award. It is this season only. Blank slate. Everybody has. You should look at it as nobody has an award. Nobody has anything. No accolades. No nothing. LeBron is on the same scale as a rookie that's coming in. Why? Because it's only this season that should matter for those rewards. Jokic did not earn this one.
No,
he earned a top 3, but he did not earn this one.
I think in my books, it's the same thing that happened with Dwayne Wade back when he didn't win an MVP.
Oh, I'll make a case for that all day. Yeah, 2009. 30 points a game.
LeBron won it, didn't he? Or who won that?
Yeah, LeBron won.
Yeah.
Which you could have made a good case for LeBron, but Wade was 3rd behind Kobe too.
Yeah, and this is the same thing that happened. It's like you look at Oklahoma City, they don't get as much publicity.
Yep.
You look at Dallas Mavericks, not as much publicity.
Yep.
You look at the Denver Nuggets, last year champs. They're on every national television broadcast
and
there is.
2-time MVP.
Why not give it to Jokic?
Yep.
So
I mean, you're gonna sit there and tell me to my face that Jokic is one less MVP than LeBron James. You're lying. This technically yes, but if you're gonna look and say Jokic is just as good as LeBron to have one less MVP, you are lying. I'll give you the first two. The first two I think definitely could have went. I think he could have had the one that Joel won too.
Yeah.
Right. Like
those are interchangeable.
So those ones I think you can, because at that time you had never seen centers play like point guards, and so that was new. So that was the hot thing to pick. But this year, he faded, like not in the stance of how he plays, but publicity wise and social. Like he faded.
Yeah.
And still we're picking this.
We're not just picking him. We're picking him 64 votes
Yeah.
ahead. Or 54, sorry about that. 54 votes ahead of number 2.
And like the thing is Shea almost gets outvoted for second too. And like that's nothing against Luka, because I thought he should have been number 2 and Shea should have been 1, but this is crazy. Like the NBA needs to take a look at who the heck they got voting.
Yeah, and
fix this issue.
What knowledge does Stephen A. Smith have? Why does he even have a vote?
I think he picked Shea though. That's what's
Did he?
crazy. The guy that doesn't even play basketball picks Shea.
It's got to be those people that are like in their, like they played ball in 1980s.
Yeah. Shaq, I think Shaq had a vote. I think he picked Shea. I could be wrong. If he didn't have a vote, he definitely would have picked Shea. But Charles Barkley made it sound like he wouldn't even have Shea in there. Like, I don't understand how you can put the season side by side and say, yeah, Jokic. Because if you take Jokic off the Nuggets, you still have Jamal Murray. And I think you still have a decent season. You're obviously not a 2 seed, but you might be able to get into the play-in. If you take Shea off of Oklahoma City, I don't see them making the playoffs. I get Chet's good, but I don't see them making the playoffs. I don't see them making the play-in. Like they're getting another really good first-round pick, which granted they already have like 15 of them in the next 4 years.
So I just looked up what consists of the MVP voters.
Yeah.
100 broadcasters.
Yep.
Or 50 broadcasters.
Yep.
And 50 reporters.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, people that have never played basketball.
People have never played in basketball on the NBA level, and you're telling me they get to pick who's the best player in the league.
I think
this is cooked.
Yeah, I don't understand. I think that's just, it's so stupid. It's because you want the NBA to get reported on, so you're making little friendships. I am for 2 things. It needs to change in 2 ways. Either you do like Shaq said, and you do 50 players that are in the Hall of Fame and 50 players that are ex players, or what I've always thought of, who deals with the players the most? The coaches. Yeah. So have all 30. If you want to do 30 current and 30 Hall of Fame or 30 past, let them vote.
It's kind of like high school. Like, you know,
broadcasters and reporters is nuts.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when you get broadcasters and reporters voting for something that they've never played.
I'm going to relate this. I don't know if it's how it is everywhere in the United States, but in high school, everybody, the player of the year gets voted for the coaches.
Yep.
And the all-state people, all-state lineup gets voted for by the coaches. And I think the Heisman gets in college voted for by the coaches.
Well, even the NBA team MVPs are voted on by the coaches. So why not let them vote for the other awards?
I don't know.
Because you think they'll be biased? I can tell you they're a lot better than this.
Yeah, they're definitely not voting for Jokic.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is...
And I think when I think of MVP, I think of what player had the most impact on their team for their succeeding, for their success. And like you said, Shea Gildress.
Yeah.
Went from I think a 9 seed last year, lost in the play-in, and then now he's a 1 seed in the West.
In the West.
And
in the West is
and he's averaging
stacked.
30 points.
Like, I don't think people realize Jokic went from a 2 seed on the Nuggets to a 2 seed on the Nuggets.
And
in
that's
a
with
stacked West. He
that's
never
with
even
no
improved.
extra players. Like they had the same lineup, and so they should have had more chemistry.
Yeah, he never
and
even improved.
Didn't improve his team.
Stats didn't improve.
Luka improved.
Yeah, but stats wise, Jokic stats didn't improve. They were about the same, which is great. And you're like, yeah, that's MVP numbers. But again, you have Jamal Murray. You have guys that step up and can make this team still pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. You know, that's just an unfortunate circumstance that we have to live with, and unfortunate circumstance that we're gonna have to tell all our kids that Jokic should never won his third MVP
have to tell
award.
Our kids, hey, you know why the best player didn't win the MVP? Because we have reporters and broadcasters voting.
Yeah, and I just can't believe that's absurd, dude. That's absurd.
Makes no sense.
But
0 sense.
I think that's all we have for today. Short episode.
To the point.
We will probably next episode we're looking at our top 15 players.
Yeah. Try to get back on that track. Unless something else pops up that's crazy, absurd.
We might touch on a little bit of the playoffs that episode. Yeah. We don't know what's really next for us, but we'd love the feedback and love ideas.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. Like I said, we appreciate your guys' support. We appreciate all the feedback we get from you guys in the on Snapchat and all that stuff for you guys watching.
Be cool to do a giveaway soon.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Might be in the future. Who knows?
Giveaway would be sick.
Stay tuned. But make sure you're listening.
Yeah. Well, that's it for us, guys. We appreciate you guys, and this is episode 5. So we've kind of been going for a long ways now. 5 weeks, 5 episodes. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.